The discipline is growing, the practice is growing, but it is really not mature yet.
So how do you explain enterprise architecture to business owners right now?
So what we do for the business owners is we suggest to them that, and we have to be careful all the time because sometimes it sounds a little harsh, and part of it has to do with language. We suggest that most business people and people that are putting together strategies are really not doing strategies. What they're doing is what we refer to as strategic intent, things they'd like to do. Strategic intent requires a roadmap of things to do, a pathway, a series of projects or programs or capabilities. So the business people will get advantage of an enterprise architecture with two requirements. Number one, what we refer to as human consumability. This is not something that a lot of enterprise architects are used to. They're used to what we refer to as technology plans or technology diagrams. So the first criteria for a real enterprise architect is to understand what a human being can understand and put together a series of representations, and the phrase that we use, to enable the enterprise strategy. So the enterprise architect is putting together a series of understandings and representations to enable the business strategy. That's what an EA does. That is essentially brought to the technology people to implement those technologies and things like that to make that happen. So this is a huge benefit for the business people. They can see visually, and I want to stress again the phrase I said, these have to be human consumable. So one of the things that we believe is lacking in a lot of education training programs for EAs is the understanding of the concept of human consumability. Humans are not compilers, not program compilers. They have different strengths and weaknesses.
So it's related to explaining a complex idea or a complex information in a more human interpretable way.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And so what EAs need to do first is to understand what a human being can understand. So let me give you some examples. First of all, time. All of us are now, I'll use the phrase, addicted to our cell phones. And the occupation I want my grandchildren to take up is thumb surgery. I'm just joking a little bit, but you know what I mean. Everyone, and then neck surgery. Everyone is sitting like this all the time in that particular area. Well, the reason I'm joking and mentioning it, that's something that EA people should recognize, which translates into essentially how much time do they have to concentrate. The research that we've done with universities and others show us that you and I have 54 to 57 seconds to get the business people's attention. If we don't put in front of them something that makes them say, this is interesting, we're going to lose them. That's all the time we have. But let me go further. With that understanding, what are we presenting to them? Well, another constraint that you and I have as human beings is that you and I, in general, can understand 5 to 9 things at once.